I think one of the strengths of the team should be the starting pitching. We really like the guys that will run out there on the weekend, Andre Palante, Tanner Brubaker, Trenton Denholm to start the year. We think those three guys will give us a really good chance against everybody that we play. After those guys, there'll be a lot of experience. There's Alonso Garcia, who's a fifth-year senior, Taylor Rashi, who's a senior, and Jordan Baca, who's a senior, and all those guys have pitched in big roles during their career here. And I think we're going to try to be really aggressive with the bullpen and really try to win this game and worry about tomorrow. And like I said, I think part of that too is about the pitching staff that we like. We think we can get a good start the next day. We think maybe we can have a big inning the next day. So we're going to be really aggressive with the bullpen, and those roles could change kind of day to day. We have a deep position player group. I think we're going to play more than 9 guys. There'll be 12, 13, 14 guys that are going to be in there on a semi-regular basis. We have 3 guys that we like behind the plate that'll all play some between Matt Rotano, Griffin Mazer, and Jacob Castro. The infield, the left side of the diamond, especially Brandon Lewis and Christian Koss for both juniors, really good players that have a chance to be higher profile draft type guys. The outfield, we'll see a couple different guys. Recently they've played really well on defense, between Jake Palmer, Mikey Falia, John Jensen, Connor Zickafoose, Mike Peabody. There'll be a variety of different combinations out there. Your system is your players. I think this year we're built a little more for playing for the big inning. I think we'll have a little bit of power in the middle of the lineup. There's guys that can hit a 3-run home run, guys that can change the game with one swing. But we want to be a complete offense. We want to be built to win every type of game. There's times you got to win 2-1, and there's times you got to win 9-7. And we're going to kind of adapt to what they do best and put them in positions to accentuate their skill set and not force them into doing what we want to do. Open up with University of Washington. Obviously, they were in the College World Series last year. They returned some key pitchers from last year's team. They also returned the top 4 hitters in their lineup. So those guys are experienced. They're coming off a really good year. They're really well coached. It'll be a really big test for us opening weekend. St. John's will come in here the 4th weekend of the year. Their pitching is probably as good as anybody in the country. They've got a bunch of juniors that have played key roles there for the last 2 years. Specifically, their Friday guy was the Big East pitcher of the year as a freshman. But not just him, they got 3, 4, 5 juniors that have all been really, really good for 2 years. That'll be one of those win any type of game. It's going to have to be some low scoring, close games. And then we finish the non-conference portion before getting into the league with Washington State. Another Pac-12 opponent coming in here during their bye week. We'll end up playing 10 games against the Pac-12 this year and 8 of them at home. Based on location, our midweek opponents are always really good as well. This year we're adding 2 different midweek opponents. We'll play Michigan here on a Wednesday. They'll be in town for 2 weeks playing, so we'll catch them in the middle. Michigan has been a postseason team the last couple of years. They're preseason picked by a lot of people to win the Big Ten, so that'll be a really good opponent here on a Wednesday night. And then we also picked up a Tuesday against Cal State Fullerton right after the weekend series, so that'll be nice to have a game against Cal State Fullerton at home on a Tuesday, and both of those games could have big-time RPI implications, when we get down towards the end of the season. In addition to the USC, San Diego State, USD, UCLA midweeks that we always have. The second weekend of the year will be at Rice, and they're the 5th winningest program in the country since the year 2000. So Rice historically has been a really, really good opponent. They've got a brand new coach this year that took Tennessee Tech to a super regional. They've got a couple frontline starting pitching type guys, so that'll be a really big test the second weekend of the year. After that, we go to Missouri State. They're 36-4 the last 2 years in the Missouri Valley Conference, 3 straight regionals. They're among the better teams in the country every single year. They return a lot of pitching off of last year's team. 5th weekend of the year, we'll go to Utah Valley. Utah Valley came here last year and won the series against us, so it'll be nice to get out to Orem to see those guys again. And then the bye week in league, we'll go to Iowa. Iowa, the last handful of years, has been one of the better teams in the Big Ten. They're a really good team at home. The last 2 years at home, they're 39-10. So Iowa will be a really good challenge. Our conference will be really, really good again. I think every year that the Big West doesn't get the respect that it deserves on a national level. You look at the postseason success this conference has had, and it's evident, the quality of play in this league and the quality of coaching. Cal State Fullerton can be really, really good again. I think Santa Barbara should have a really good team this year. They have an older roster. Long Beach State is as well as coached as anybody in the country and have a really good Friday night guy back, some junior college transfers. Hawaii had a good year last year. Northridge had a better year last year. So we think it's going to be a good league again from top to bottom, and there's definitely no easy weekends. Our quest of daily improvement, daily excellence isn't going to stop now just that we're getting the season. We have to continue to improve. We got to stay healthy. We have to be a better team, in April and May than we are in February and March. But we think with this roster and the players that we have the potential have a good year, and hopefully we can be one of those teams that's playing, past Memorial Day.